Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, friends and colleagues from across the world. Another exciting day in our final 72 hours of the 2020 Peer-to-Peer Global Dental Interdisciplinary Summit. For the first time, every day is a new day with new surprises and new events here at GIS. Today we happen to have all four regions, four of the 9 regions together, from Brazil, India, Greece, as well as United States, on the same channel, speaking about the future of dentistry, which is minimally invasive procedures, as well as regenerative dentistry, as we believe. So we have Dr. Sandeep Singh from India, Dr. Ioannis Georgakopoulos from Greece, as well as Carlos Moao from Brazil. Welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're very welcome, and thank you for joining us and donating your time and efforts. Few words about our conclusion of the summit as it's coming up in the next 3 days. Please feel free to tune in and learn more and share what we are putting out in terms of knowledge and education that's complementary, peer-to-peer. And we are on trajectory to possibly reach 2 million peers, doctors, dentists, specialists, supply chain members, assistants, hygienists across the world that will be able to help many, many 100 million patients with this initiative that we started 40-some days ago. But quickly about minimally invasive procedures and regenerative dentistry. The reason this is a significant session is because we have the founder of the World Academy of Growth Factors and Stem Cells, Dr. Ioannis, who has more degrees than anyone I know, real degrees, not fellowships and masterships, but MDs and PhDs and MBAs and all of that good stuff. Dr. Sandeep will present his bio shortly. Then we also have the editor-in-chief of the International Journal of Growth Factors and Stem Cells. As you guys know, regenerative PRF is the new era. PRF is the era that is now ushering in. Some gentleman in 1974, I believe a medical doctor, came up with the idea of PRP back in the 70s, and it was translated into other industries as well. But then came along Dr. Chacron with the PRF concept, where we could also use the membrane from blood concentrates in order to facilitate healing and those kind of things. And there's been a lot of dilemma around this whole PRF concept. Some strange people claim to have invented things they haven't. There's an alphabet soup of all these different A, I, S, and we tried to make some sense out of it yesterday. But today they're going to go into a little bit of different aspects of it. Dr. Ioannis has built a certain technique that comes from a derivative of PRF, and Dr. Moao laid that out for us in very, very detail. So remember, the PRF era is ushering in. The World Academy and the International Journal are great sources for you to obtain classes, as well as learn about the latest articles in the PRF world and blood concentrates. And I invite you to listen to this wonderful presentation. With that said, Dr. Sandeep, you have the floor for the presentation of the bio.
Thanks, Keanu. Good evening, friends, and good morning also, good afternoon also to all the viewers of Global Implantology Summit. And we welcome you here because today we have Dr. Ioannis from Greece. And he is a DDS, he has done his MD, he is a PhD. In University of Bari, Aldo Moro, Italy. He is the clinical professor in the postgraduate program, Master in Advanced Oral Surgery and Implantology. And he is FMD, State University of Tirana Dental School, Albania. He's a professor in BPP University, School of Health, Faculty of Dentistry, London, UK, and a faculty member until June 2018. And Uh, I think there is some voices coming down from the phone or somewhere. You know.
No, we can hear you very clearly. We
Yeah,
can hear you
yeah.
very clearly.
He's from the PhD school Enzo Ferrari, Faculty of Mechanical Engineering, Biomaterials, professor until 2015, Athens University of Economics, Business, Executive MBA. So he's like full of degrees. Medical School Italy, Masters in Advanced Oral Surgery, University of Patras Medical School, Rio, Greece, and then University of Athens, Dental School, Athens, Greece, DDS, and then University of Michigan, Ann Arbor, USA, certificate in oral biology, University of Vienna, Austria, Dental School, master degree in laser applications, diploma, Solar Laser Academy, residency at the 401 General Military Hospital, Maxillofacial Department, Athens, Greece, and above all, he's the president of WAGRO, the World Academy of Growth Factors and Stem Cells. And in one, and he's the inventor of IPG-DET sinus technique. This is the unique thing which you are going to hear about today by him. And I got a chance to listen to him in Busan when I met him with Ezio Geno from Italy, and I got a chance to interact with him with his unique technique where he uses the growth factor and then he placed the implant inside the sinus. So today we are going to listen to something entirely different, and as Keanor told us that PRP is a bygone thing. Uh, this is the era of PRF, the autologous second generation growth factors. So we have Carlos. Yesterday, I got a chance to host him and for a fantastic webinar. And today, me and Carlos and Kianor, all the board members of uh, Global Summit, are going to host another board member, Professor Ioannis from Greece. So over to Professor Ioannis. Welcome.
Beautiful, Dr. Sandeep. Um, just a quick addition to your interactions with Dr. Ioannis we have, and I've visited Athens and his facilities. They're beautiful. Carlos wanted to say a few words with his experiences and what the future might hold between the academy and the journal and reaching to more and more colleagues as they want to learn more about PRF and other growth factor concepts. So, Carlos, you have the floor.
Thank you, Nor. Thank you all. Thank you, my great friend Ioannis. I'm very happy to be here with you today. And before starting to talk with Ioannis and about him, I'd like to report something interesting. You are saying that now is the era of the PRF, and we know that because the important is we need to reduce the quantity of anticoagulants, because when we have anticoagulants, we reduce the quantity of growth factors and cytokines. And you can see it from a paper from Professor Eduardo Arnitua in part one in 2015. And in this paper, Eduardo Arnito was the first to publish in 1999 the PRGF, and the same of PRP, but a simple technique. And at that moment, he had a lot of anticoagulants inside of that tube. And now we have the PRGFB, another letter, and in the PRGFB, Dr. Eduardo Nitua he reduced the quantity of anticoagulant, the citrate inside of the tube, just to increase the quality of his blood byproduct. So if you don't have the anticoagulant, you will have a better result for your blood concentrate. So that's why the PRF is the the best for us and for our patients. And we are here today to discuss a little bit with my friend Ioannis Georgakopoulos, and he had been in Brazil 2 years ago with my group in my hometown here, Rio de Janeiro, and he presented his technique, the IPG technique there, and it was an amazing lecture. And thank you so much. I'm very, as I said, I'm very glad to be here with you, and I hope to see you soon, my friend, after this problem about coronavirus. The floor is yours, my friend. You have the floor.
Okay, thank you very much. So, hello everybody. I'm Dr. Ioannis, and I'm speaking you from Athens, Greece. Athens is a beautiful city, the capital of Greece, with mountains all around, the sea from one side, and the Acropolis in the middle. In Athens, you can see a lot of things, ancient things and modern things. Between them, you can see the stadium of who hosted the first modern Olympic Games, and it's a stadium all made by white marble. If you want to go to see the Asian stadium of the Olympic Games, you can drive 3.5 hours far away from Athens and go to Olympia and see. This is the Asian stadium of the Asian Olympic Games. And in the area of Olympia, in Peloponnesus, and where the Olympic Games took their name from. The ancient Greeks says that Greece is the middle of the world, in the Mediterranean Sea. And Greece is very famous for their islands it has. There are more than 3,000 islands, beautiful islands. But also there is an amazing sea. You can swim everywhere without be afraid of sharks or other creatures. But I'm sure that the most of you doesn't know that Greece is a mountain country. It's full of mountains, beautiful mountains and lakes. And maybe you can visit Greece also during winter time to see and have these beauties. I like to speak a little about WAGRO, the World Academy of Growth Factors and Stem Cells in the Industry, a not-profit organization that has many collaborations and affiliations with other universities and organizations. And we offer university master degrees, fellowships, and master classes with live clinical training. Our master programs, 2-year master programs, have 120 CTS European credits, 300 hours theory and e-learning, 400 hours of clinical training, 30 implant placement certificate, and there are more than 180 international well-known tutors. And from May 2020, we start personalized clinical master programs due to COVID-19, and so we have personalized masters with 1 or maximum 2 students. So the student is participate in many surgeries, many oral surgery, many implants placement, and can have a really live experience. We give masterclass certificates, but also the master degrees, and you are welcome to join our master education programs. So today I would like to talk to you about IPG-DET. IPG-DET is a technique for grafting and simultaneously immediate implant placement in the problematic posterior maxilla without sinus floor elevation. It should be emphasized that IPG is not a sinus floor elevation technique. What is a sinus floor elevation? We know very well that in the posterior maxilla, very often there is not enough bone to place implants. So we have to go through the sinus floor elevation procedures. There is not enough bone to have initial stability, so we must elevate the Schneiderian membrane, the sinus membrane, place bone graft between membrane and bone crest, wait a few months for new bone regeneration, and after we will have enough bone for initial stability so we can place the implants. There are two basic methods for performing the sinus floor elevation: the lateral window and the Crestal approach. The first who did the lateral window has been Oscar Heltatum in 1974, and Beyond has been the first to publish this technique in 1980. So there is a 46 years of experience regarding sinus floor elevation. I like to mention that the major intraoperative complication during this technique is the membrane perforation. And the second basic method for sinus floor elevation is the Crestal approach or Summers orthotop. Less invasive method of elevating the sinus floor using non-traumatic expanders. But also during this method, there are limitations. We must have enough bone, maybe at least 5 millimeters for initial stability. Sometimes maybe we perforate the membrane and we cannot see it, and we have also complications. I like to say that no other technique has affected dentistry as much as sinus floor elevation. The last 46 years, billions of dollars have been spent on research, education, instruments, devices, books, techniques, etc. regarding sinus floor elevation. And there are thousands similar methods and techniques. All these techniques that has to do with sinus floor elevation have a common point to success: no perforation of the sinus membrane. So all the sinus floor elevation techniques says that if you want to have success, you must not perforate the sinus membrane. IPG-DET is not a sinus floor elevation technique. It is neither a lateral window nor a Crestal approach. Why? Because IPG-DET unique characteristic is intentional perforation of the sinus membrane. The name came from the initials of the founder, and DET from the Dental Education Institute, where has been the first surgery in 2006. After 2006 and the first surgery, they followed 8 years of structured clinical research, and the first IPG publication in 2014 has been cover page at Journal of Implant and Advanced Clinical Dentistry. More with less. What does this mean? You know, nowadays we must, and we can create more with less. When I was a student in the university and I had to do a research or a presentation, I spent no hours, but days in the library to find out sources for my research. Today, just push a button and you have everything in your screen. What is the more with less in the sinus? We must have better results with less flaps, less complications, less drugs, less cost, less time. This is exactly what IPG-DET offers to dentists and patients. IPG-DET is an atraumatic implant placement without sinus floor elevation by using autologous platelet concentrates, autologous or allograft stem cells, and with intentional perforation of the Schneiderian membrane. This research regarding the CD34 positive stem cells we can find in the concentrated growth factors that we use many times during this technique. Another thing that's very important is that with this technique we can place implants even if there is not enough bone for initial stability. Here you can see an implant, the whole body is into the sinus, but there is stability. Here also you can see a tooth, that the bigger part of the tooth is in the sinus, but also there is stability. Here you can see another implant 14 years after its placement with IPG-DET. And here on the right you can see this animal that goes every day to feed themselves with a special phone like that, climbing like that, that I really don't know how they stay on this rock. So with IPG-DET, implants can be placed even if there is no enough bone for initial stability. How? By using the ATH-IPG membrane that provides initial stability to the implant. ATH from Athens, because we create this membrane in Athens, and is an autologous blood delivery membrane that offers the initial stability for the implants even where there is not enough bone to do so. I'd like to show you a video to understand how strong is this membrane. We can have this membrane within 17 minutes after the blood collection. And this membrane may retain weight up to 380 grams. You will see the elasticity and the strength of this membrane. We can place many instruments and the membrane will not break. I repeat, it is an autologous blood delivery membrane that may retain weight up to 380 grams. And please ask yourself, how much is the weight of an implant? How much? Maybe half gram, 1 gram? I don't think it's more than 1 gram. So we have a membrane that can keep a lot of weight to stabilize a small implant. And we can put more instruments and more instruments. We can put more instruments and the membrane will not break. It has a very big elasticity and is very strong. So this membrane, we use it for the initial stability after the implant placement into the sinus. I don't think you see a membrane like that before. So how much does an implant weigh? I don't think it's more, I think it's half gram or no more than 1 gram. So what happened? When we place, and this is good to give a little attention, when we place the membrane through the side into the sinus, a part of the membrane remains outside or inside the side. When we screw the implant, this membrane blocked by the implant between implant surface and bone around the implant. Also, this membrane is sticky. So the ATH membrane gives the stability to the implant, and the implant gives stability to the ATH membrane. I repeat, this membrane may retain weight up to 380 grams. And this is the membrane that gives the initial stability to the implant. The implant is always inside the growth factors and never direct into the sinus. And we know now that the strength and elasticity of this membrane is due to the incorporation of adhesive glycoproteins. I'd like to present you our first case. Patient 0. Helene, a young lady that we follow all these years, came 14 years ago to take out the molar and place an implant. When I screwed the implant and was not stability, I took an X-ray and I saw I had this picture and I said, "Oh my God, what is going on now here?" But we decided to keep this implant like that and wait 8 months because I have put a lot of growth factors inside the sinus before the implant placement. So 2 years later, we load this implant and the implant was okay. But because I was a little afraid, I decided from the other side to place a very big implant, a 10mm implant. Maybe it's the biggest implant we have in the market. And this was my huge mistake. So 2 years later, with this picture, these problems, I had to take out this giant implant and place another one with the same technique. Here you see the screw, but you cannot see the heel abutment because the heel abutment from Teflon. So we place this implant immediate after the extraction of the previous implant with the IPG-DET technique. And today, 14 years later, you can see the panoramic X-ray and the CBCT, 14 years follow-up with this patient without any problem. So IPG-DET is based on molecular biology, autologous growth factors, stem cells and their properties, and turns complicated sinus approach into simple. And there is 40 years of clinical research and experiences. There's another research regarding IPG-DET technique and the importance of the growth factors in the osseointegration. So in these 14 years, there have been more than 3,000 implants placed with IPG-DET technique. There are more than 50 doctors from many countries and more than 813 patients. And we have a follow-up. We have a follow-up of the first 5 years and a follow-up of the second 5 years. And the first 5 years follow-up, we had a failure rate of 4.2. And the second period of 5 years, we have a failure rate of 2.6. Sorry. And I like to mention that in these cases, there are cases with implants that they have been placed without any initial stability. So this is very, very important. Our last publication in the Journal of Biological Regulators and Homeostatic Agents regarding 48 patients and 85 implants. All implants successfully also integrated, and we have newborn formation from 5 to 6.8 millimeters into the sinus. This is very, very important. And I like to thank a lot of scientists and the 8 departments of a very well-known university from all over the world that have been participate in this research. So the classical sound floor elevation treatment plan includes 1 or 2 step approach. If there is enough bone for initial stability, we can grafting and place the implant in the same session. But if there is not enough bone for initial stability, we have to graft first, wait a few months, and then place the implants. If we have a case like this, we can do lateral window, we can do Crestal approach, we can do IPG-DET. But if we have a case like this, with no enough bone for initial stability, we have to go through the classical ways to go through the sinus floor elevation, and that means different sinus floor elevation techniques, big local anesthesia or general anesthesia sometimes, big operation, more than one operation, transplantation maybe, intra and post-operative complication, long time treatment, big cost, special doctors. But with IPG-DET technique, we can place implants also in these cases that we have not initial stability. Usually, when we have an extraction, after the extraction, we use laser for decontamination. We use autologous growth factors, autologous ATH-IPG membrane, autologous biopsy membrane, bone graft, not always, titanium mesh, not always, aggressive implants, always. I like to have an aggressive thread implant because I like to use it like a screw. We know that the bone, the posterior maxilla, is not very good. So I prefer to have an aggressive implant during this technique. The growth factors are very important because we know that are the molecules that control anything has to do with healing and regeneration in our body, and is a powerful tool for regenerative medicine. This is the biopsy membrane. It's a membrane that we create around the implant surface, autologous membrane, full of healing and regenerative proteins. And sometimes, not always, we can use very small titanium mesh for better initial stability. If we have not enough bone, if we have no bone at all, I'll say. And this small titanium mesh are important because they help to have more initial stability to our implants. I'd like to show you a video and see how are the procedures in during IPG-DET. So we know that very often in the posterior maxilla we have not enough bone to place implants, and we have to go through the sinus floor elevation technique. But all sinus floor elevation techniques, what they say, if you would like to have success, don't perforate the sinus membrane. But IPG, we do intentional perforation of the sinus membrane. After we use condensers, but very gently, because we like to have blood circulation, so we must be careful how to condense the bone. And there are special condensers, because I repeat, we must have blood circulation. And we place the ATH membrane, this very, very strong membrane with a very big elasticity. We can place more membranes, but one part of these membranes remain through the side or outside. And if we like, we can place also bone graft. We don't use too much bone graft nowadays, except if we have no bone at all. After we place the implant into the sinus, into the growth factors to create a biopsy membrane before place it into the sinus. And when we screw the implant, The implant blocks the membrane around itself, and the membrane blocks the implant. In a few weeks, we will have the reconstruction of the sinus membrane, of the Schneiderian membrane. And in a few months, we will have the bone regeneration. So this is the IPG-DET technique. This is another research regarding 83 implants with sinus membrane perforation and no postoperative complication in the sinus. Let's see this case. It's also an old case, 12 years old case. We place implants in this lady. You can see here the biomaterial that is sticky and stays around the implant. In 8 months post-op, we did the Ostel measurement, and we're between 63 and 69, providing high implant strength. But the interesting thing is, I'd like to show you some details from the CBCT pictures. Here's pre-op, no bone, very little bone. You see in 4 months post-op, we have bone regeneration. But in 8 months post-op, we have almost 10 millimeters of new bone formation over the sinus floor. And we were really wondering what's going on. Because very little bone, 4 months, start the bone regeneration, and 8 months, almost 10 millimeters of bone into the new bone formation into the sinus. And so we did the biopsy, and we saw that it was really bone with the University of Brescia in Italy. And we lose this patient. And after 10 years, she called me and said, "Doctor, I have problems with my implants." And you know, when a patient call and say these things, alarm, because you don't know what the problem is. But it was really nothing. It was only the bricks get off, and we have to put back, cement the bricks back in the position. And the implants were there, no problem. And now 12 years post-op, we follow this patient and no problem. This is another case with 3 millimeters for initial stability. In 2 months, you see bone regeneration, and in 4 months, you can see full osseointegration. IPG-DET promising results demonstrate that it can be considered as a reliable alternative to sinus floor elevation procedures. This is an Asian theater in Athens. We have a lot of Asian theaters with beautiful performance during summertime. And it would be nice if you come and participate in one of these performances. And I'd like to show you some IPG-DET cases. Here's a case. We decided to place implants in the same session, left and right of in the sinus. And here you can see the CBCT before pre-op, and see after post-op, and 8 months post-op with the after the loading of the implant with the process. And in this case, we use minimally invasive surgery on the right, and on the left, completely flapless surgery. So we can we usually use minimal invasive or complete flapless during this IPG-DET technique. Is another research that shows that the addition of growth factors had a significant positive effect on bone formation. This is one of our research that we have two research on the human being. This is another case that we have not bone at all, how you see. And we place an implant, we place the titanium mesh for initial stability. And you can see 6 months post-op, no bone, here very little bone. And here down here you can see a bone regeneration. Here also you can see the implants with the screw. You cannot see the heel abutment because the heel abutment is made from Teflon. And 8 months post-op, you can see how much bone we have around the implant. You see no bone, a lot of bone around the implant with the processes. There's another research regarding IPG-DET, also with many scientists from many universities. And I like to speak about the steps during this technique. If we have to do an extraction, we always use a laser for decontamination. We use condensers. We use growth factors. We use the ATH membrane. After we create a biax membrane around the implant, we place the implant deposition, and we use also the titanium mesh. Only if there is not bone at all. After we place a PRF or CGF membrane, and sometimes we use also allograft, stem cells allograft. That is also very useful. This is another research regarding IPG-DET. I like to show you something very interesting. One of our students placed an implant with IPG-DET technique, but when he placed this implant, he placed the screw on the implant, he put the screw in the betadine solution. So 6 months later, he couldn't took out the screw and refer the patient to me, but was really impossible. So we had to remove the implant and see around the implant the osseointegration into the sinus with IPG-DET technique. It's really very, very interesting. So what are the IPG-DET advantages? Minimal residual bone height of 1 or 2 millimeters, minimal post-operative complications, no importance of sinus membrane perforation, no pain, edema or hematoma, reduced chair time, less graft material needed, overcoming anatomical obstacles, same time, short learning curve, minimal cost. Due to growth factors and IPG-DET sinus technique, current surgery in sinus implantology is now simplified and improved post-op and our patients' life quality. Of course, experience is mandatory. Now there is also a kit from Wagro, an IPG-DET kit that's very useful for any kind of implant. And with this, I like to finish and thank you, all of you, for your attention. You can visit us in Wagro site, Facebook, Instagram, and I hope to come to see us in Greece and participate in our education program. Thank you very much.
Hi, my friend. Thank you so much for your presentation. It was an amazing presentation. I saw your presentation, but today you brought more evidence of your technique, and that was amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'd like to ask you one thing. When you start to do this procedure, what did you think? Are you thinking something? Oh, I can start this procedure directly in the sinus, because I saw some research in the internet, and then we can see probably more doctors from India doing the same research, but without the growth factors, without the PRF membrane. And what do you think about it? Is it
Yes,
possible?
I know this research, but usually are if they have enough bone for initial stability, usually, okay, and they place the implants, and they say maybe broken the membrane, but no problem. I know that, but always they have enough bone for initial stability. But I think the growth factors uh, cover the implant and protect the implant, but also protect the sinus. So
Perfect.
I think it's the best. And also, you can use this technique also if you have not enough bone for initial stability. And no complications, really, very, very few complications.
Mm-hmm. No sinus, no sinusitis, nothing like this.
No, really no.
That's good, because
Very, very few, very, very few.
mhm, because I saw it in some case, to even to treatment of sinusitis. Sometimes I use the PRF to treat sinusitis after some complications, after some surgeries complications. And I think that we have some enzymes inside of the PRF, such as beta-adenosine 2 and beta-adenosine 3, and those enzymes will help us to protect our sinus membrane for sure, and to protect
Yes,
our tongue from other infections.
yes, but it's important always not do this when you have an infection in the sinus, a big infection.
That's, yeah,
Okay,
for
it's very
sure.
important. Don't go to do this because after maybe you have problems. Always we
Yeah.
are talking about healthy sinus.
Hmm.
But because in reality the implant is not in contact with the sinus, but is around all these growth factors, the autologous growth factors. So that's why there are not problems.
Hmm. You are bringing one interesting technique for the human application, because I already see something from São Paulo, a group from São Paulo, he in Brazil. They worked with apes, and and they placed the dental implant inside of the sinus, and after that they saw the bone around of the dental implant. And then that's why I know that your technique is very good, because I know even if you don't have a huge bone around the implant, I know that you have a small layer of bone around the implant for sure.
And keep the implant stability. You know, today the people doesn't want to suffer. If you do a lateral window, it's a very big surgery, and after no all dentists know how to do that. So this is a procedure that is very friendly to the patients and also to the doctors. It's like
Hmm.
you do a Crestal approach. You can do also Crestal approach. Place growth factors, and if you have perforation, no problem.
Yeah, yeah.
It's an easy way to place implants in the sinus. I don't say if you have okay, if you have extremely no bone, maybe you have to do lateral window, but the most of the cases with IPG-DET, you can resolve these problems.
Hmm. Yeah, I agree with you. Most of doctors have some problems to create the lateral window, and normally they have some complications, and sometimes they like to abort the surgical procedure, and then that's not good for him and for the patient for sure. And then the Crestal approach is a very good technique to use, and I think that your technique now with more evidence that you and you show it for us, and it is very good for everybody.
Yes, we have more evidence now, and we're also more research going on.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah. And we have also something very interesting now, because we did surgery. Maybe next time we can show this. We did lateral window, take it out all the membrane, all the sinus membrane. We placed direct growth factor and stem cells and implants without bone at all. And we have very good results also in these cases.
Amazing.
I mean, something different is coming up.
Yeah, that's amazing. And then I agree. You now, as you told us, you have a lot of evidence, more than in 2016 in Rio, and then now you showed us very good papers, and then thank you for that. Let's see if Sandeep has some question for you. Where is Sandeep right now?
Hey, Doc, how are you? So, yes, thank you for this wonderful presentation and what you have informed us of today. I think our doctors should try and examine this particular technique, which could save a lot of patients a lot of pain and discomfort and time and recovery time. Do you do a lot of placement? You directly wrap it around. I saw you do that surgery in Athens. You wrap it around.
We do a lot of, usually also during the program, we place more than 800 implants every year. Not every year during the program, but all over the year, maybe we place much more. We have a lot of cases now with IPG-DET.
So how does someone sign up for your courses in Athens?
They're welcome to come. You know, we can do a big part through internet, but if they like to have live clinical training, they have to come here.
That's wonderful. I really enjoyed my time when I came. I mean, it was first-class service from the airport all the way to back to the U.S. Thank you so much for that. With that said, gentlemen, we are awaiting our next speaker shortly, which comes from the same tree as Wagro, and he will also be informing us on similar topics. If there are no, I think there was one question that I saw in terms of osseointegration. How does this autologous membrane work?
Sorry?
Osseointegration. People are asking about how did this membrane osseointegrate?
No, this membrane, first of all, you know, the sinus membrane has also regenerative properties. Okay, because after a few weeks we have sinus membrane reconstruction, and the growth factors that are inside, and also the growth factors that are coming from the blood circulation, help for better regeneration and better osseointegration. But you saw a lot of cases. We have really a very good osseointegration, because how Carlos said, maybe there is not bone everywhere, but it's around the implants. It's really bone, and this is what others says showed to us.
That's wonderful.
I read see some studies in monkeys, and they showed the small layer, the bone around the implant in the sinus, and then that's possible for sure. And then maybe it can be your next step. Maybe you can place 2 implants and one to find to show us the bone around the implant. Why not?
Yes, maybe. We'll try.
Study.
Yeah,
definitely.
And then,
it's a brilliant idea to be able to eliminate the sinusitis issue with one's autologous blood concentrates.
Yeah, for sure. I'd like just to change one position that I said at the beginning of this presentation. I said because Eduardo Netua has a lot of papers. He's an amazing researcher, and I said the PRGFB was published in +1. My mistake. I'm sorry. Was published in platelets. Okay, and then if you want to read more about PRGFB and the reduction of growth factors the reduction of anticoagulants to increase the growth factors, you can find it in platelets 2016. Okay, sorry about that.
No problem. Thanks for the correction. Much appreciated. Gentlemen, what a wonderful session, and thank you not only for the presentation and hosting today, but also for your contributions over the years and most recently to the 2020 peer-to-peer GIS event, and all that you do for dentistry selflessly, and we really appreciate it. Look forward to having more and more colleagues get involved with your academy, as well as with your paper. If they have research articles they would like to publish, they can contact Dr. Morrow, and Dr. Ioannis is very, very easily to find on social media in terms of all of his activities or via his email. Other than that, gentlemen, we'd like to close the session at this time. Is there one final message from Dr. Ioannis for his students across the world?
Sometimes, we learn everything in the university, but I think there are more things, and every day we have to learn. Never you have to say that you know everything, because if you say that, nothing happens. You are dead.
Yeah.
Always, every day, I still now, every day, I learn something more. And this is very nice I think, of our job. Okay, and I think we have to take the opportunities also to have the bibliography, but take the opportunity to be afraid to try. That's what I like to say.
That's a wonderful piece of advice, given that you're in practice, and every day be practice and learn something new. Sure.
I just want only to say, if you want to learn more, and then I'm waiting for a paper from Ioannis in our journal. The journal is cellsindustry.org. cellsindustry.org. Thank you so much, Ioannis.
Thank you, all of you.
Lots and lots of growth factors in cells in dentistry. All right, gentlemen, I wish you guys a wonderful remainder of the day. Thank you for your contribution.
Thank you. Have a good one. Bye-bye.